think what I value most about ACS is the fact that everyone can have their voice heard and everyone gets a say in the decisions that are made by the school. And one other thing I really value is the personal relationship between the students and the teachers, because all my teachers are my best friends and I call them by their first name, and that's great for getting stuff done and really being successful.
You know you need to look at the better side of life. Things may just seem like they are not gonna go your way.
I like cafe.
Yeah, the cafe's awesome.
Cafe is
and I like that the food is cooked here instead of being coming from Boyd.
Yeah, and I like the independence and the way all the freedom we have to just go around.
The respect that the teachers have for the students and vice versa. I think that the connection between teachers and students is very unique. The ability for anybody to make a proposal that they about anything that they want to change in the school. So, for example, a 6th grader could look at the school and say, "I don't like that one portion of ACS," and make a proposal to try and change that.
Well, it's a great set of people, and really what makes it a great set of people is what defines these people, which is the community of the school. It's a simple answer, but it's more complex than that. What creates the community of the school, how we interact, the friendly environment of academia, but kind of breaking out of the system. It's this mix of breaking out of the system and just being chill with everybody.
You know you need to look at the better side of life. Things may just seem like
it's just completely different. It's not out of the ordinary in a bad way by any means, but you know, the democracy, the freedom. I mean, we're a green school, we're a democratic school, all of our food is locally grown and made in our cafe, you know, ASMs and stuff.
I really like how personal it is, and you really get to know all of your teachers. And I take a class at high school, and I'm not nearly as close, and I feel like I can't really talk to that teacher as much as
What do I value most of the school? Well, you got a strong sense of community, you know, lots of friendship and bonding. I don't know. There's no one thing that I can say that I value the most about this school.
Surprised by how it was a little chaotic, and I was confused about how open it was, and there seemed to be almost no rules whatsoever. And then I just wondered and I worried, like, how were students going to be safe and how are they going to do what they have to do? I realized that students learn over the course of a few years how to be independent and how to monitor themselves, so they don't need the adults to do it as much. And of course, the adults are here to do that, but students are given a lot of leeway to learn how to take care of themselves. I think the classes are great. I think and the fact that students can choose what classes they want to take. There's just so much student choice. Like even in 6th grade, they can choose what English class they want to take or what social studies class, and they really follow their own interests. And so students, there's a formal process where students can choose what they want to do, and informally they can even lobby teachers. If a student is really, if they have enough ambition, they can bug a teacher and request, and maybe a teacher could start a class for them or have a certain project that might go along with their own interests. So there's a lot of flexibility for students to be doing what they want to do. And so I think they're happier, students work harder because it's their choice. They chose that course rather than just being the schedule made for them. But I think students who are like some of the more interested students go much further than they would in a traditional school, because there's if you think about it, if we have number grades, right, and you can get your high 90s, and if a student who's really smart can really get that without much effort. But here at ACS, there's no upper limit. Mathematically speaking, if you look at a chart, insert chart right here. If you look at the chart, there's no upper limit to what grade you get. You can always be a better evaluation, a more vivid evaluation describing even more learning. So students who are in that top 5 or 10% don't stop at 95 or 100. They just keep going and they do more and they research harder and they get involved more and they learn far beyond, I think, what a lot of top students would in a traditional setting.
Well, one thing I would think of is freedom of thinking. Students are allowed to pursue their true feelings more, or actually to even discover what their true feelings are. Whereas in other schools, I don't think that that's part of the curriculum. Whereas at ACS, I think that's more part of the curriculum. You know, if schools are not allowing people to know themselves, then you really can't have much faith in the future of our country or the world. Whereas if students are allowed to do that, and not only allowed, but encouraged and taught somewhat about how to do that, then you have more, we do have a future, or we can have a future.
Sådan är kärleken, den kommer fågelvägen, och vi förstår att vi har inte ett val.
Judith Pastel's proposal to phase out middle school students was kind of rash, because I don't think she knows a lot about ACS. I think that she'd really need to experience ACS for a day to understand how truly important the middle schoolers are to us, and how we are affected from, I was a middle schooler and I'm a high schooler, but I definitely feel like I learned a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have learned at DeWitt, because I had older mentors who I could go to and talk to, because everyone was really nice.
Well, having middle schoolers in the community kind of helps us high schoolers keep ourselves in line, just as role models in general, and kind of be aware of what we're doing more often, because we have little kids that we have to kind of role model for. I actually wrote something to say at the huge meeting we had down at IHS cafeteria, and I was very upset about the whole entire idea in general. Well, middle schoolers kind of are all over the place, just came out of elementary school, and high schoolers are kind of, I guess, a little more mature and hardworking and been there a little longer, which kind of, helps the middle schoolers ease into the community, because the high schoolers kind of know how it is at ACS, so they slowly start to help the middle schoolers come into the community and stuff.
Well, I think that the high schoolers teach the middle schoolers, and they don't bully them usually, and so they help us with stuff.
Well, honestly, I think that having middle school students here really isn't the most important thing. I think as a high schooler who went to ACS for my middle school years, I'd say that being a middle schooler at ACS is the most important thing. It's that experience of being at school with a range of ages and with teachers who are understanding and are willing to listen to you. So, from a high school perspective, middle schoolers are kind of a little bit annoying, but it was a wonderful experience for me, and I would never, I would never trade that for Boynton or DeWitt.
Vi måste ta emot den, som man tar emot en ängel, som plötsligt landar i en tåredag. Vi måste ta emot den, som man tar emot en segel, och tro med samma tro som barnen.
really value the size, which is like one of the things that everybody talks about. We only have 160 people in our high school, and 260 people total. That's tiny. But it means you get to know everybody, and you hang out with people. Even people that, you know, might seem a little weird on the outside.